Okay, here we are again. Wait a few minutes and get started as usual. I was surprised when I was booting the stream up. Yo soy sorpresa. I actually don't think that's how you say that in Spanish. I was surprised when I booted this up because sometimes instead of getting the please stand by that we can see in the background here, you get one of the 7 your special promotional videos that they used to promote this game before it came out. And usually I get about 1 every 3 or 4 boot ups, but today I got, so obviously when I get them I quit out of the game and then I reload so I can get this screen instead. So I booted it up. I got one of the year special promotional videos. I quit out and I booted back up and I got a different year special promotional video. So I quit out and then booted back up and now it's please stand by, which is what I'd rather it be, just because we're standing by to start at the beginning of the streams. So this feels like it would be more appropriate of a visual. Probably one of the most appropriate visuals that I could have for the preamble part of the stream. But, you know. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's do this and this. There we go. Get our exit save ready to enter into. Excuse me. A little sleepy today. You'd think the vitamin D would take care of that. It's probably just from the lunch that I ate. I went to that burger joint that I like talking about going to for lunch, and it was good as always, but it's also a large burger, so. Probably shouldn't go there on days when I stream, though, if I can afford it, because it's a burger, so obviously, because there's a lot of food and potentially salt in the food to work through, my body's going to need more water to counterbalance it, and, well, that means I'll run out of water faster, and I'll have to get up and fix that. But if that's what has to happen, then that's what has to happen. We will see how it all goes. Alright, so I actually realized about 10 seconds after turning the microphone off last time that I probably did things in the wrong order. If I wanted to establish a forward operating base here in Diamond City, I probably should have, actually bought the forward operating base before turning off the stream instead of buying frivolous things like a piece of armor. I know, nice you bag. might not think that it's frivolous because you have only one piece of armor, but for me it's a little bit different. Anyway, I reloaded and attempted to not buy the armor first, but I didn't have a save before that, so I just reloaded again. And
shoot people, lady? My dad says outside to shoot people.
Only if I have to, kid. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Fallout 4, the stream edition. Last time, we actually started up working on the main quest again, which is kind of nice. And we ended up here in Diamond City. And there's a whole bunch of stalls and stuff to go through, but it's, well, night-ish time right now. It's almost 9 o'clock. And you'll notice that since it's almost 9 o'clock at night in the game, that it's a little bit different of a time zone than it was before I quit last time. So, like I said, I reloaded the save so that I could establish a forward operating base, and by that I mean I went up to the mayor's office up there, which I showed last time. You take the elevator up, there's a desk, secretary sits at the desk, and she tells you, hey, so there's a house for sale in town. Do you want to buy it? So I said, sure, cool, I'll buy it.
Everyone in this city's always jumping at shadows. Chill out is what I say.
Well, I mean, you're right, considering they just shot one of their citizens on site for threatening another one in the streets. But anyway, the house that they were talking about is this one over here by the power armor station, but it's actually two houses. There's here, and then it goes all the way into there, and it turns out I haven't unlocked this door yet. So let's discover home plate and go inside. Hey Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. Going through my usual preamble, it's very dark in this section of the house. They were using this part for storage, and I've already cleared most of the place out since last time. Basically, I bought it and then went back to Sanctuary, got all my stuff, came back here, cleared out all the junk they had in here because they had like a grill, like an umbrella stand, a whole bunch of other stuff. So I cleared it all out. It's now empty. I'm going to use this as a training room because there's probably so much dust in here that when I swing my melee weapon, it'll like whoosh a whole bunch of dust all over the place. Okay, well, it won't actually do that because that would require dust physics, and this game probably in 2015 would have slowed down to about 10 FPS at the time, but this side of the house is where I did a little bit more work. There was basically nothing in here, and I just moved some of the furniture that was salvageable over here and went from there.
Hey.
First things first, of course. I mean, we could give him another dog bed,
Go
but
check that out.
go ahead, buddy. Go sit in the doghouse. You're not going in the doghouse. You're not in trouble. I just want to watch you go in, even though the game won't let me because it keeps sticking my cursor directly to you. So, look at my boy. He's in a doghouse. Yeah, so I moved a couple of things, salvaged a couple of things. Anyway, this is home plate as I have it stuck. And I went back to Sanctuary and I grabbed all of my stuff that I needed to bring with me. And I brought it with me over here, so it's all in here. Unfortunately, the workshop in this place is not linked to the workshops outside, so I have to actually take the raw materials with me if I want to make something. I think if I remember right, it's a limitation with the game engine, where if you store stuff in these things and the residents can access the inventory, they'll like pull stuff out of here. Like if there's a weapon in the workshop that's better than theirs, they'll actually pull the weapon out of the workshop and you have to trade with them to get it back. So they said, let's just not make it so they can do that. Let's make this closer to like a personal apartment type of a deal rather than a regular settlement. So that's what this place is. Stuck all my valuables over here in the steamer trunk. I'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. Stuck all my magazines on here, even though I don't know why it's like off to the side like that. I kind of want it to be facing forward. There we go. Forward-ish, anyway. Stuck vegetables in this cooler. Stuck ammo that I'm going to keep along with the Fat Man in here, along with the few mods that I'm going to need in a little while. I just like the idea of shoving this disproportionately large weapon into a very small container. I think there's something wrong with me. I think there's something wrong with my brain. Training's almost over, thank fuck. That's good. Hopefully the training being over will make it a little bit easier so you can start working and doing everything without them having to keep saying, this is what we want you to do. Okay, I get it. I stuck the camping kit book in here and the cooking pot. Also my vault jumpsuit and the air special book, because those are things that I'm actually planning on keeping. As for the trash bin, I stuck Nate's holotape to us in here because that's exactly where his stupid fucking holotape belongs. You hear that, Nathan Berrigan? You won't let me hold my kid unless it's feeding time? You get to be in the trash bin for the rest of eternity. Fuck you! Sorry, I get a little carried away when it comes to Nathan Berrigan. Stuck some clothing up here. I made this figuring I'd need more room for the clothes I was going to keep, but I really don't need to keep a lot of stuff in it, so I guess I'll just have a fancy dresser now. I'm going to take this suit and sunglasses with me, though, because I'm going to need them for something in just a little bit. Here's all the meats that I needed, and I'm actually going to take some of this because I don't think I have any in my aid container, other than the Yao Guai roast. I sorted all my inventory as well once I brought everything here from Sanctuary, so we never have to go back to Sanctuary now if I don't want to. We can kind of just drop our stuff off here and use the traders outside to, trade in anything that I don't need. But yeah, so I'm going to keep a Nuka-Cola Quantum, I'm going to keep a Stealth Boy, I'm going to keep a Yao Guai Roast and a Dictol in my inventory for as much as possible, basically. And we should be good. Grilled Radstag, I think I'm actually going to take all these out because... and then I'll take these out because I only have one of those. I guess I have cooked soft shell meat as well, but that's fine. But basically, I'm going to be carrying a bunch of stuff with me today because I want to take this stuff that's in the steamer trunk, all of my ammo, all of my everything else with me. Because after we go and look for Nick Valentine and rescue him at Park Street Station, I'm actually going to go to Bunker Hill, which is the southernmost part of the map where Lucas Miller's shop is. And we're going to trade with him because, as it turns out, I checked last time, and I'm sitting on like 16,000 caps worth of treasure in that steamer trunk, so that should come in handy for buying literally everything that I want from him, and then some. So, more like make it so you can stay a fucking wake. Yeah, training is pretty boring, isn't it? So I can understand. I stuck my grape mentats and my hub flowers, and if I have whiskey, I'll stick it in here as well. I also stuck Radax and Radaway in here because we had a surplus of it, so I'm taking like 15 with me. I'm trying to think if I want to stick Stimpaks in here as well, but they don't weigh anything, whereas Radax and Radaway weigh 0.1 units. And I might need Stimpaks for Dogmeat in case he decides to get overzealous and get himself blown up by a super mutant suicider again, so I don't... normally I'd take like 30 with me, but I think this time I'm just going to stick with all of them since they don't weigh anything. I feel like that's almost a balancing issue where they don't weigh anything, so you just sort of have a million of them in your inventory. But either way, I have a bed. It's up here. I haven't found a pillow for it yet. I don't want to use one of those straw pillows because I don't know where one of those have been, but there's a clean pillow that you can also buy as a junk item, and then I can stick it there. So we'll probably work on that in a little bit. Oh, almost forgot. I mentioned last time that that miscellaneous item, gold, that we have here, this cylinder from the... okay, that looks like a different cylinder completely. But this from Cambridge Polymer Labs, you can't actually get rid of it once you take it from there because it's stuck in your inventory permanently. Well, that's partially true. You can't get rid of it by normal means. However, if you're unscrupulous enough to use console commands, you can do this. You can pull up the console, go player.remove item. The item's code, which in this case is 000A50F5 space 1 for the quantity that you want to remove. Hit that, and then if you go into your inventory, it says gold removed, and now the gold is gone. So there you go. Now we don't have to carry that around anymore. So we'll get rid of that. I'm not going to use the console for very much in this game, though, because you can use it to like spawn items in, spawn enemies in, a whole bunch of other ridiculously overpowered stuff, and I'm going to stick with what we've got. I'm not going to try to overpower the sin out of myself, with that, because that would just make the game way too easy, even though I know some of the codes. So... let's see, what else? I want to pull out some items from the workshop so I can make a suppressor for my 10mm pistol. So let's pull out some adhesive. I need 6 aluminum, 4 plastic, and 3 screws. Remember using console commands in Left 4 Dead 2, use them for a month before you stop. Console commands are just boring. I just think, like I said, I think that they make the game too easy using them. Because again, you could just use them to spawn in any old thing that you want, and it just, I don't know. I feel like it's a little cheap, I guess. The other thing that's in here, let me take this stuff actually before I lose track of it. There we go. But yeah, as you can see, I can actually take everything in that steamer trunk and not be over encumbered at the moment because most of it is ammo. We're at about 200 pounds, but that's okay. We'll be able to get rid of most of it once I get to where I'm going. And I shouldn't need to pick up too much else along the way either. So there you go. Before I go to bed for the night, let me just show you. I actually have a balcony. If we go up here, I don't know if Dogmeat is going to follow me because he's in the doghouse at the moment. We actually have a balcony up here. I don't really like it because there's junk up here that you can't get rid of. Like inside the house you can get rid of the junk, but up here it's not considered a building area, so you can't get rid of the junk that's up in this section. So that's fun. There's nothing in here, but here there's a chair, another doghouse, and then this gross looking grill and a patio chair. But I guess you get a good view of the city from up here. You could also just jump down into the city from here if you want to, but, you know. Probably won't use this very often, but there you go. Besides, the brokenness of Left 4 Dead 2 leads to funny stories. Remember, there can only be one of any special infected spawned at once. So explain that one time yourself and a friend were both getting choked out by smokers. Yeah, that seems to counteract what the rule is, doesn't it? Or the 3 tanks we fought in Dark Carnival Chapter 2. Yeah, that also seems to be counterintuitive to what you'd think. Oh boy.
Hey. Come on.
You can come with me so nobody bothers me when I'm outside. Because I'm going to go outside and I'm going to put the suppressor on the 10mm right now, and I'll tell you the reason for it. The reason for it is that while you're out here, like I said, your stuff doesn't transfer over, your raw materials from your workshop and home plate doesn't transfer over to these workbenches because then the NPCs would have access to them, and I don't want random people just wandering around taking my raw materials. But in addition to that, Percy over here is one of the vendors. He's the nighttime vendor around here. And he will be hawking his goods in the background, like every 10 seconds. Now imagine doing this during the daytime when there are 5 other vendors out and all of them are trying to hawk their wares at the same time. You can imagine how that would get a little annoying. So that's why I like modding my stuff at night, because then all I have to hear is Percy in the background. So, there you go. Alright, we have a suppressor now on our 10mm pistol. It looks a little bit ridiculous, but that's okay. It's just about at its maximum now, I think, though. I think I've got everything on it that I wanted to have on it, so yeah. And this should give it a decent score for VATS if I'm going to use it in VATS, but I might just end up using it for mostly stealthy stuff, like an opening attack. So, Percy, you have any clean pillows?
Stim packs, ammunition, outerwear, dinnerware.
What about pillows?
Let's see what you got.
Oh, goody.
Let's see if you've got a pillow in your junk inventory. I think it would be up here. Clean red plate, that's not quite it. No, it doesn't look like he has a clean pillow for me. He might have a different pillow, but that's okay. I also have significantly less caps because the vast majority of my money right now is tied up in all of these inventory pieces I have. I've got a lot of solid assets, but not a lot of liquid assets because I bought the house, so that's okay. It'll all balance itself out eventually when I barter for 2 heavy armor pieces that were both 14,000 caps each at one point. As you'll see, once we equip our suit and sunglasses and use some great mentats, they're not worth that much once we have all of those in place. Anyway, off to bed we go. This will also get us well rested, so that's nice. Yeah, 7 hours is good. What was it? The one of the Tunnel of Love before the drop down, one right after the drop down, and one during the crescendo event in the coaster. And to throw salt, lemon juice, and barbed wire into the wound. That was the run we were trying to get to the gnome achievement. So one of us always had no means of fighting. Yeah, that's starting to sound like a challenge run. Why are drugs so good in this game? Drugs are really good in every Fallout game. Because they're all performance enhancers in one way or another, even the one that's literally just a cow patty and an inhaler. So, nah, the AI director just hates us. I mean, that's, also partially true anyway. Like, they just have it out for every player, but, But yeah, the great mentats are really good when you're trying to sell and buy stuff. I probably won't use too many more of them after that, though, because like I could use them for persuasion attempts and stuff like that, but, you know, it's not really necessary. All right, well, it's 6:19. Which quest do I have on right now? I could get the latest issue of Public Occurrences. The rest of this stuff, the Bobroff Brothers, the Wall, the Combat Zone, the Museum of Witchcraft, I'm just going to leave those there for now. There will be a point later in the game where the game does something I actually want more open world games to do, which is it gives you a few days where the characters say, no, it's going to take us a few days to get set up here, come back later, and then it lets you go and explore the sandbox and do any side quests in your inventory. So I actually like it when open world games do that because it kind of gives you the opportunity to do side quests that you have and explore the open world, and if you don't want to do those, you could literally just sleep and then be fine. That is a very large scorpion. Fun! That's moderately terrifying. It's going to be great when we run into one of those. Hopefully I'll be prepared for them at that point, because I'm planning on getting both of the heavy armor pieces we want and a new gun today after I'm done rescuing Nick from Park Street Station. We'll see. I want to just double check on my... Yeah, I mean, we're not doing too bad on defense and stuff anyway, like with this stuff. Now, these numbers here reflect the rooted rank 1 perk as well. So that's an extra plus 25 and plus 25 from what I normally have. So normally we're at like 110. 154 when I'm moving, but when I'm standing still, that's what I've got. And then rank 2 will give me another 25 on top of that, so. Oh yeah, did I explain? I don't think I explained why it was nighttime when I came back to Diamond City, because after I bought the house, I rested at the house to make it daytime, to make it close to what it was when we exited the game on Tuesday. But then I looked at my map, because I forget why I was looking at my map. I think I was looking at where all the objectives were. And I saw that Taffington Boathouse wasn't increasing in its happiness factor as much as the other settlements were. It's supposed to go above 30%. And then I checked my workshops here. Now, when your workshops need something, there's a little caution mark next to it, a little exclamation point and a triangle. Taffington Boathouse had one, and the reason why it had one was because the settlers that moved in did not automatically assign themselves to food production, which meant that there was just food growing in the ground that they could very well have harvested just by being there, but until I actually went to the cell where Taffington Boathouse loads up, they absolutely would not cultivate the food. And they just said, no, we have no food, while there's food growing directly in front of them. Like, what the fuck? And I found out why, by the way. I found out why they weren't doing that. It's because the game desperately, desperately wanted to hand me a Radiant quest from the settlers, because I literally walked to Taffington Boathouse. Well, I fast traveled there, figuring, okay, I got to fast travel there, I'll use the workshop, I'll assign one of the settlers to the food production, and then I'll be on my way. I got there, I went in the workshop, and now they were suddenly assigned to the food. And I said, okay, so I don't have to do anything. So I exited out of the workshop, and one of the settlers walked directly up to me while I was looking at the food, trying to figure out if they had, started working on it or not, and walked right up to me and said, I'm so glad you're here. We could really use a hand. So I shot them in the face and then reloaded. And if I get another Radiant quest for my settlers, I will quick save, shoot them in the face, and then reload, because I am not doing all that garbage, okay? I set you up with defenses, I set you up with food, I set you up with water. Listen, Fallout 4, I remember the days of settlement building from SimCity and shit. SimCity 2000 was my jam. I played that shit in middle school when I didn't want to do anything else in the technology labs. I remember what the AI was like in those games, and you guys are worse. The AI didn't ask me for all of that back in the day. There is an Alpha Vicious Mongrel in the group. Legendary Vicious Mongrel as well. Go on, mutate. I know you want to. Let's get the legendary one first. There we go. You want some too, huh? How's my damage resistance looking for you? Sorry, pup. Bunch of junkyard dogs. Okay, anyway, that takes care of that now. Where's that legendary one? There it is. Martyr's studded leather right arm. Hang on, let me put this away. Temporarily slows time during combat when you're at 20% or less health. I mean, I don't see myself ever being at 20% or less health, but I'm trying to figure out whether that would be better than the super mutant damage reduction that I have on the Protectors one at the moment. I don't know. I really, like I said, I really don't see myself using it because I don't think I would be staying at 20% health for very long. I'd either be dead or I'd be, you know, using a stim pack. Cool, though. Yeah, AI, please. Neck was literally just a fountain of blood. Yeah, enemy limbs have a tendency to explode when you hit them too much and fall out. It's a little unfortunate. Probably going to get this age restricted, but, you know. Oh, look, 3 bobby pins. That's nice. You have no opinion. Do not usually play open world games. Usually play JRPGs, roguelites, and games you enjoy, despite how badly they can be designed. Well, see, sometimes even though they're designed badly, you can still enjoy them because then you can exploit how badly designed they are for your own enjoyment. So I completely understand. I guess I could take some jet. I'm not going to use it, but I could take it. Oh, this was the police station, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Looks like the red roaches already had their bodies cleared out. Back to the Boston Public Library, but now we can actually go further down the street than the Boston Public Library so that we can head towards where Nick is. And probably get shot at by a whole bunch of raiders, because the thing about downtown Boston is that, like I said, it's very densely packed with things to do. There's a lot of buildings to discover, there's a lot of little hidden nooks and crannies, and there are tons of raiders and dogs and super mutants all over the place in this one tiny area from where my arrow is over to where Good Neighbor is, about that up and down section. There's just a ton of stuff to discover. And because it's so densely packed, it has a tendency to have a negative effect on the game's performance. We might drop frames, we might lose a few things. People have even reported crashes as a result of it, so hopefully we'll avoid that, but we'll see. Uh-oh. Ah, Feral Ghoul Roamer. Okay. Attaboy. Hold him steady for me. Why am I using the pistol? Oh, right, because I have over 1,000 ammo for it, so I may as well. Could use Righteous Authority, but, well, we're not running out of bullets for it. But we, like I said, I have over 1,000 ammo in this thing, so we might as well use it, you know. A streamer you're following is streaming making bentos. There you go. She used to be a VTuber, now she's just a streamer. Okay, well that's cool. You know, if that's what she feels like doing, it's all good. But yeah, you'll be able to hear raiders chatting and radios on, a whole bunch of other stuff if you listen hard enough while you're out on the streets. That is a dead pack Brahmin from a trader. Well, that's not a good sign. I'll bet you there's somebody down there that really didn't like Pack Brahmin or really wanted it dead. One or the other. More mannequins out on the street. I feel like one of those is probably booby-trapped. Trinity Plaza. We might as well discover a few things while we're on our way to Park Street Station. Mostly just for the experience, honestly. Although I don't think I want to be anywhere near that, because that is an indication of super mutants, so... Oh, nice. A couple of overdue books. I was about to say 1, but there's actually 3 in here. Nice find, buddy. That's 15 more tokens. We only need 3 more overdue books, and I can get that issue of the Massachusetts Surgical Journal that I wanted. Awesome. What would a Nuka-Cola taste like? I always figured it was kind of just like Coca-Cola, honestly. They might put something else in it to make it more flavorful, though, like, I don't know. Nuclear material. I mean, they probably put nuclear material in Nuka-Cola Quantum, because look at how much this thing glows. It's like glow in the dark. Like, that is not normal, okay? Like, that is not what cola is supposed to look like. That looks like it would do horrible things to the inside of my body, but it is a hella good restoration item, so, like, I don't know. What the fuck is even in that thing? That's a good question. I think you find out the recipe in the Nuka World DLC, because they made Nuka-Cola Quantum in the park, but I don't quite recall. So, oh well. Say, I heard somebody. Probably a raider living in this dilapidated building. She's just as popular as a streamer as she was as a VTuber. Well, that's good. At least she didn't lose any people because she, decided to switch it up. Nice. 3 shots to finish this guy? I mean, I probably shot him in the head, but that's not bad. I'll take it. Let's see what he had up here. Well, some 10mm rounds. I guess that's good. We actually don't need very much in terms of materials or anything. I have enough leather, I have enough of everything, so I can basically just pick up any ammo and stuff that I find now, and that's all we really need. Vault Tech Lab Coat. Yeah, no, sorry, I don't feel like... I mean, the tie is nice, but I don't feel like cheating people out of their existence, so no thanks. What's up here? Excuse me. Oh, her being hotter than her old VTuber model helps. I guess, yeah, that would draw in the views, now wouldn't it? Because a decent chunk of audience on Twitch is, you know, horny adolescent boys, so that helps. Fair enough. Let's see. Yeah, there are machines everywhere, so at this point it's like, hey, you might as well. Ooh, okay. We've angered the village. Hubris Comics. Hey, buddy, I don't think we should go messing around with them. This is what I was talking about, buddy. Stop getting yourself in trouble. You're gonna get both of us in trouble as a result of it. Well, okay. You really just gonna stand on a landmine directly next to me and then just walk it off like nothing happened? Seriously? Come on, man. Come on, man. Go on, poke your head out. I know you want to. Dogmeat already got us in trouble, so I might as well take care of business. Oh, there's another guy over there. I'm not hitting anything, though. I got a sneak attack on that guy because they lost me. Fun. Are you getting closer or what? No. Okay. I meant to tab out of VATS, but I pressed tab twice, so then that happened. Off they go.
I'll make it nice and quick.
Listen, you guys wanted to pick this fight with my dog, and now you're running away. Come on, let's go finish them off since that's all they want to do. Man, this suppressor is nice. And all you got to do is move away from where you were, and Bethesda Stealth will take over. No sign of them now. Yeah, stop hoarding all that gunpowder I know. Still at 999 reserve shots after reloading a couple of times. Yeah, I also thought they threw a grenade or something at first, but it turns out not so much. So. Yeah, I have like over 1,000 shots in this thing, so that's why I figure I might as well use a whole bunch of it, so. It says I'm hidden. What are they shooting at, Dogmeat? Can't tell. They're shooting at something. Oh. You stop shanking my dog. Right now. Alright, well, we're making this a thing because they made this a thing. Ooh, fusion cells. Well, somebody saw me. Ah, you saw me. Back at it again with your Raider armor, huh? Okay. I was gonna say, I'm just gonna put a bunch of rounds into him because I don't want him backing off again. If I can afford it. Alright, so there's one above me. There's you guys. Oh, look, more 10mm rounds. What, you want that issue of the Boston Bugle? Shenley's Oyster Bar. Oh, look, another unmarked location. You have enough bullets for a small armory, I know. Definitely do. I mean, let's look at all the ammo I've got. Let's see. I mean, I'm carrying stuff that I can't really use, but here's all the ammo that I'm currently carrying. I only need the 10mm rounds and the fusion cells, to be fair, but yeah, that's all the ammo that I'm carrying. I've hoarded quite a bit of it. Alright, so... Man. Bethesda Stealth at its finest, huh? There's probably like 16 million of them in here, and I'm just going to get myself in trouble by sneaking around and trying to pick one of them off. I don't even know why I'm going into this room. I don't need anything from in here.
Someone there?
Well, that was stupid of me. Thought I had his head locked in. I did not, evidently. Ugh. Place is filled with garbage and fungus. I mean, to be fair, there was garbage and fungus back in the pre-war era too, but at least they tried to cover it up with something else, like nuclear irradiated lead paint. And people think the gun issue in America is a problem. I mean, it is, but still, I mean, you're right, it is, but it's not nearly this exacerbated, I hope. I mean, I would hope somebody doesn't have this many 38 rounds and everything else. It's just easy to hoard ammo in this game because Scrounger gives you so much and it weighs nothing, but it also is valuable because it's usually worth at least 1 cap per ammo, so... Actually, it is. It's worth it. That's the very least amount it could be. It could be even more. Like, gamma rounds are worth about 4 caps per ammo. So, Scrounger's just really good. If you need caps for any reason in this game, just pick the Scrounger perk right from near the beginning of the game and just keep picking that perk every time it's available and you will never run out of money. Like, it doesn't matter if you're not going to use the ammo. Just pick it. You'll never need money ever again. And you won't have to hoard all those heavy items that you have to carry with you and get over encumbered and take them all the way back to a place to sell. Don't worry about it. Just take Scrounger. You can thank me later. You can play as a pack rat without having to lug 100 million pounds of stuff around. You can thank me later. You know, thinking about it, I don't think I ate. I should probably eat because I'm probably kind of hungry. I love how I'm thinking about this while... I was thinking about it because the loading screen was there, but I also thought about it because I realized, no, you know, I probably... You know, I didn't bring any vegetable items with me, so I guess I'm having this tarberry for breakfast. That's fine. And, yeah, we'll finish off these mutant hound chops, why not? Alright, so where is our friend who decided to put people's heads on a spike? And didn't want to fight me IRL. Ah, there you are. Goodbye. Oh look, more 10mm rounds. Some Radaway, I'll take it. I was kind of hoping that was an explosive box, but to be fair, I have so many explosives at this point anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. Dog found an enemy. Pipe bolt action sniper rifle. Well, I hear ya, but I don't see the enemy that you're talking about. Are they downstairs? Yes, because you're trying to go into that door. Okay. Now, let's grab their stuff up here first, buddy, and then we'll head back down. Oh, look, more fusion cells. Bob Rob's best moonshine. No, thank you. I would die from this height, so I guess we're going to go back down the normal way rather than the Bethesda way, which is normally what I'd do. I'd just jump off the roof, but... I think 3 stories is the maximum height you can jump in this game without breaking your legs and also dying on the way down. So it weighs nothing. You know, someone should make a masochist patch where ammo is given weight. I think that does exist, actually. I think there is a patch where ammo has weight. Hell, survival mode in this game might be like that. I've never played survival mode in this game because I don't like how Bethesda balances their survival mode. It's not like... You can't micromanage it so that it's less intense or more intense. It's just no survival elements at all, or you can't save unless you sleep in a bed, which just makes you end up either downloading a mod that lets you save in a sleeping bag like the tent mod that I have, or you end up just sticking really close to any place with a bed and sleeping for an hour to fully heal yourself as a checkpoint. So you order dinner and it'll be here in 6 to 10 minutes. Don't talk about food. All right, I will attempt to not. I probably should have jumped off the roof, though, thinking about it, because now it's going to take another 45 seconds to reload Boston Common. This is why I didn't want to get distracted on my way to Park Street Station, because then you go inside of buildings like this, and, well, then this happens, where you end up having to sit through loading screens like this over and over again. So... Survival mode. You instantly thought of that old achievement in Dead Rising 1 where you have to play for like a straight week or some shit to get it, in the mode where your HP goes down on its own. Oh, Jesus. That doesn't exactly sound like a whole lot of fun. I don't know. I like light survival elements in games. I like it when I have to, like, micromanage food and water and that sort of stuff, but not like super hardcore, you know what I mean? I'm not like a super hardcore survival elements person. Okay, if we go this way, we're not going to make it there, so let's just go down the straight path that's over here. And then we'll make it there a little easier. Oh, that car's on fire. I meant to press sprint, but never mind. Okay, so don't go that way. Got it. I don't remember where the last time it autosaved was, though, so we'll have to see. That is a cool-ass looking gun. That's a railway rifle, so that probably shoots the spikes, huh? Oh, okay. Saved right here. That's fine. So we'll go out the way that we came in, or alternatively, I can sneak through that section and grab more landmines for myself without them blowing up. Maybe, if I'm careful. See if I can see them. It's probably inside the garbage or something, isn't it? Because I can't see them. Oh, no, that's the... I'm just gonna go out the other way, fuck it. I don't feel like getting destroyed again. Not until I get the dense upgrade for my armor. Once I get that, I can afford to. Go in the comic book shop. It's got a couple of cool things in it, but I think you need to have lockpicking in order to get some of the cool things. There's like a cool two-handed melee weapon that you can get in there that has really low stay back AP cost. Swan. Stay back Swan? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Oh, that achievement is famous? Yeah, I haven't played any of the Dead Rising games, so I'm not familiar with it. Well, there is a swan, but that's because there used to be a swan boat ride here. Boston Common. Boylston Club. Like I said, lots of stuff that we can discover in this area. Silver Shroud radio signal found. Oh, look, the boat's even still there. That's cool. It's not a boat. It's a lie. Let's level up. Because I saw it. I saw the little notification. And I was like, okay, cool. We'll do that now. Let's take rank 2 in the science perk, so that way I can go back to whatchamacallit and put some better stuff on my laser pistol. Once I go back to Diamond City. For now, we won't. By the way, if any raiders are running after you in the streets or something and you head over here to Boston Common, once you're inside of this park, all of these signs have an actual purpose because their AI is scripted to run out of Boston Common and make a comment about the swan that they have all these signs for. They'll say like, nah, leave him, let the swan get him. So, I am going to go into the Boylston Club, actually, because there should be some whiskey in here that I won't have to pay for, because this is an old gentleman's club. There might also be feral ghouls in here, depending on how many gentlemen were in here when the bombs dropped, but we're going to find out, aren't we? Well, the generator still works, because the elevator still works. Come on, buddy, in the elevator. Watch your head.
Going up.
Or don't.
Second floor.
Alright, any Any feral ghouls in here? Oh, poisoned wine? How can I tell from regular wine? Maybe I don't want any of the whiskey that's here because it might all be poisoned. Wine bottle, poisoned wine. Well, they all drank themselves literally to death, it looks like. I'm always sketched out by these doors because I'm afraid there's going to be like a tripwire or a mine or something behind it. Whaleston Club Terminal. I wonder if the terminal's for the safe in here. Yeah, I was going to say that safe is probably too much. Oh, good. You took the next elevator up. Cool. Well, let's find out. Alright, let's see what we got. Just take one of them. Likeness 1. So it could be the S at the end because it looks like there's a lot of things with an S at the end. So let's start hacking. But not whacking and thwacking as the song would go. There's a song in the game that talks about hacking and whacking and thwacking, and well, it's talking about somebody killing people. So, as you might expect, it's too bad Exist is in there because if it wasn't, I could take that and get another thing. So. Yeah, there we go. Oh, maybe now I can take it. Yep. So Plots was a pretty good guess because it's not disappearing here. I think that's it. I don't think there's any more. All right. So Plots was what we guessed. What do we have left? Cloud, Ruled, Tries, Sells, Odds, and that's it. So Cloud also has Likeness 1. So it could be the O. It could be the L. All of these have Likeness 1. Wait, hang on. I did Plots, Cloud, Woods, Ruled. So it Sells.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yep, save control. Cool. Holotape, a toast.
It's closing time, gentlemen. If any of you have changed your mind, it's time to go. James will see you out. No one? Very well. Gentlemen, it has been an honor and a privilege. Before we drink, allow me to offer a final toast. To the world that was. Mankind shall never see its like again.
So that means these guys knew about the bombs dropping. What kind of gentleman went to this club anyway? Well, anyway, this will let me see what it was in their safe. So that's cool. The idea of the bombs dropping and people knowing about it is really... In the Fallout universe, it doesn't really have, like, it's specifically made to be kind of murky, basically. Like, they don't really tell you a whole lot about it, but they make it so that it's like, okay, no, something is definitely going on and people knew about it, but they're not going to tell you why they knew about it. So I kind of like it because it adds to the mystery, even though I know for a fact that it's not a mystery that'll ever get solved. Like, it's done intentionally so that the player can make their own interpretation, which, I don't know, I kind of like it. I understand that they're not going to, you know, do anything with it, but I kind of like it. No overdue books? Damn. I was kind of hoping. Nice bowler hat, though. Well, now I feel like we just wasted 5 minutes because I didn't get any damn whiskey out of this place.
Going down.
Oh, well. Actually, before I take a drink, let me one-handed, offhand, backhand myself back to Boston Common so I can get to the loading screen. Because taking the drink before the loading screen Not really very sensible. Alright, so the plan of action, like I said today, go to Park Street Station, do the whole Nick Valentine mission. After you rescue him, he's basically going to say, okay, well, I'll meet you back in Diamond City. And then after that, we're going to kind of go meander a little bit. Like I said, I want to go see if I can find Lucas Miller in Bunker Hill, because it's his southernmost point of his caravan route. So I can buy the armor off of him. That's why I brought all my stuff with me to sell. There's one other item I want to buy from Bunker Hill, and the vendor that I can buy it from is there always. They don't have a caravan trade route to go with. And, excuse me, I think we're also going to do the mission for Paladin Dance and the Brotherhood back at Cambridge Police Station. The Lost Patrol. Because that's a little bit north of Bunker Hill, but basically I want to try to take care of it before we finish this whole thing with rescuing Nick and starting the whole kidnapping search missions, because that will probably take a primary focus once it happens. So we might as well finish up a few major side quests. Not the minor ones, but the major ones. Yeah, we might as well finish those up. So, torn letter, bottle caps, and 10mm rounds. Do I want the? I'll take the carrot. If it's still good, I might as well. Can I read this from your inventory? No, I have to take it to read it. Torn letter. Let's see here. You know how much I miss you, but it's too dangerous. If you stay in Diamond City, at least I know you're safe. If your mind's really made up, then be careful. Travel at night, stick to the river, and whatever you do, don't go into the common. Well, that's not ominous at all. I'm actually going to stick this Junkie's note on here, too, because that sells for nothing, but I had it in my list of items, so, like, valuables. So I'll just not... Bloodleaf, no thank you. Oh. At Journey's End, follow Freedom's Lantern. So this is where the Freedom Trail starts.
Welcome, Patriot, to Boston Common, the start of the Freedom Trail. Feast your ears and learn more about the historic Freedom Trail, and learn the history of Boston Common.
Why do you say Freedom Trail like an ASMR host?
Tell me about the Freedom Trail.
Starting here at Boston Common,
There you go.
follow the red path as it winds its way through our great city's streets. Markers on the trail are placed
He
at
did it
many
again.
famous
Trail.
historic
Like he's losing it.
Paul Revere's house, the Old North Church, the Old State House, Bunker Hill, and many more.
Okay, thanks for the info. I'll keep it in mind. There's markers on those, but we'll worry about the markers later. I'm not really worried about following the Freedom Trail right now. I need to follow a different trail, one that takes me to Nick Valentine. So, Park Street Station is where we're going, again, before I get too distracted. So, in we go. Okay, so I'm willing to bet that there will be Triggermen down here, considering they're the ones that kidnapped Nick, according to Ellie. So we will probably have to be a little bit trigger-happy ourselves. You could even say there will be some trigger-happy havoc down here if you want to.
I'm telling you, joining Skinny Malone's crew was the best decision we've ever made. Look at this place.
I still say Malone's weak. He caught that detective snooping around, and what does he do? Locks him up. Like he ain't got the balls to just kill him.
Well, don't let his new girl hear that. She'll start swinging that bat of hers at your face until there ain't no face left.
Good to know. Thank you, random not feral ghouls that are talking in the background.
Shit. Where'd that come from?
I better back up. Dogmeat, are you going and getting in trouble?
Yeah. Whack 'em.
Yep. Lighting them up then.
She's here for the detective.
God, my aim is awful. Thank you, buddy.
I'm seeing red.
As you should be, considering I just shot you in the face. I'm just waiting for the number to go down from 999. One of these days it will. Suppressed powerful 10mm pistol. Okay, so they will actually be using some 10mm rounds here. They normally use submachine guns, but some of them, I guess, at these levels also use 10mm pistols because it's still, well, good. So, and again, the 10mm pistol is pretty good for basically the entire game if you scope it out correctly and if you get the correct... There's a legendary variation, and it's the one that I want to go buy that I think could be pretty useful. I've never used it before, but I figure if I'm going to try it, this is the time to try it, so.
That's it.
Let's see what they've got in here. Wonder glue, huh? Tempting. Take the purified water, though. I'm going to take the wonder glue. You never know when you'll need more adhesive. Speaking of which, more adhesive. No whiskey, though. They drank the whiskey already, damn it. I sound like an addict. Where's my whiskey? I need my whiskey. Alright, who's just hanging out in the public restrooms? Is anybody, Well, that's real attractive. Just poop into an enamel bucket, guys. Why not? Are any of you even tall enough to piss over the lid? Sorry, I don't know where all this is coming from. Tension trigger, huh? Well, it wasn't for this stall. It is for this stall, though, so... Well, I don't know what that was all about. It was probably some kind of trap, but I also disarmed it, so I probably took care of any potential problems we could have had with it. Yes, game, I don't need you to point the objective marker to every floor to remind me to go down the stairs. I'm not that in need of assistance. There are certain aspects of the game's design choices, usually in dialogue with characters that you hear in the background or your companions, and then certain things like this, where they point you to where you need to go every floor. It just makes me feel like some of the people that designed this game had ADHD or something. Nothing wrong with it, no disrespect, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, you know. Buddy, I need to back up. Watch out. So that they don't find me. I don't want them to find you either.
Shouldn't hide. Ain't very courageous of you.
Why would I be courageous in the apocalypse? That's it. Just come up to where your buddy was. That'll make it a lot easier for me to shoot you. I mean, he actually did, so that's funny. The nice thing about the Triggermen is that they don't have any armor. They're mostly just wearing suits and fedoras, and they have not spec'd into ballistic polymer weave because that's at Cambridge Polymer Labs. So they're not exactly very defensively strong. They have good offense because of their SMGs, but their defense leaves something to be desired, I guess.
Yeah, run and don't come back. Got you.
Do you? Well, you've got... Actually, I was going to say you've got Dogmeat, but... Okay, well, here we go. There's a legendary one in there. We're getting a lot of legendaries now. That's cool. Let's see. Just watch where the muzzle flashes are coming from. There we go. This guy is taking a beating. He hasn't even mutated yet, yeah. Just keep aiming for the head, though. Sorry if he's kind of hard to see. I don't know how much or little zooming they're showing, but I guess he's trying to flank me now. So since he's trying to flank me... Okay, well, I've almost gotten his entire head, so that's cool. You'll notice how little AP the 10mm pistol is using now to use in VATS. That's a result of me mostly speccing it out with reflex sights, small arms things like the sharpshooter's grip. A lot of those items affect the AP cost in VATS, so it's rather kind of nice, actually. Makes it so you can use it even if your luck is low, so I don't have to use Righteous Authority necessarily to get the job done. Alright, buddy, go get him. Actually, I can go get him because of the way that I've done this, because I can do this and this. Goodbye. Alright, I think we got them all. So now let's see if we can find their bodies. So we can find that legendary one and see what he's... Oh, yeah, hang on. You want to take the SMGs that they have as well. I mean, I could take the 10mm pistols. VATS Enhanced Raider left leg. 10% reduction to action point costs in VATS. That's not a bad piece. It's just on a Raider leg, so not really my cup of tea. But yeah, like I said before, with the fusion cells, with the synths, you want to take their SMGs and their 10mm pistols if you need the ammo, because that'll give you a full clip's worth of ammo, which is obviously even more money for us, and not that I really need it, but it's there if you need it. So I'm gonna eventually drop off the SMGs though, like I'm gonna stick them just in one of the raiders' bodies so I don't get over encumbered. Probably when I get over encumbered I'll just stop taking them. But you know, until then we'll just keep looking for stuff. I think that was all the bodies. Not 100% sure about that though, but I'm kind of okay with it if it wasn't, because we've kind of gotten a good, decent chunk of stuff already from them. I thought that was ammo. It's just empty coolant. Wonder what's in here. One way to find out, since I have the lockpicking skill to actually unlock this one.
Got it.
Well, I don't see anybody, so I'm going to assume I can turn my light off with reckless abandon. Well, somebody was sleeping here, and they had exactly the rounds that I had. Also, they had a makeshift... Oh. Didn't I step over that? Oh, you know what? I know why that didn't do anything. I'll tell you why that didn't do anything. Let's look at the perk chart. We have rank 2 of Sneak, which means now we no longer trigger any floor-based traps whatsoever. So if there are tripwires or anything like that, we won't trigger them ever again. The next rank actually allows us to not trigger enemy mines either, so I'll be wanting to take that probably next level, honestly. I feel like that'd be pretty useful. So, oh, enough to make purified water, that's cool. Can't get into this safe, but I guess I can disassemble this gun brace for a little bit of extra stuff. That laser rifle probably had fusion cells in it, or else it would have been a pretty crappy trap. Alright, well, I think I'm done with this room. Let's move on, shall we? Keep going through the subway. Is that a desk? No, it's not. Oh, okay, just a bunch of... Wait, hang on, there's dirty water in there. I'll take it. That's not dirty water. Okay, I think a quick save is in order. Just because I don't feel like, you know, getting blown up or something by one of these train cars deciding to go rogue. Probably not a good idea, you know. Is that a person? Yes, it is. So... I missed. Do I reload? I think my stim pack. I'm not really at a point where I would need to, but since we're not quite at full, might as well approach full health for the encounter, you know. I'm so scared of your submachine guns and 45 rounds.
Yeah, run and don't come back.
Okay, well. We lost him, so let's get in a different position. perhaps a better position where I can have a clear line of sight without having to worry about being shot at. Like that. Did you know that enemies in Fallout always miss their first shot? I mean, they sure seem to, considering how this has all gone for them so far. Hello, Lifeblood. How you doing? Welcome back. We're inside Park Street Station, moving along with the main story. Trying to find Nick Valentine so he can help me find my son. There's another legendary Triggerman in here. Jesus. Okay, there's the Triggerman himself. You know, I should probably pull Righteous Authority out if I'm going to do that, so I can build crits a little easier, you know. If I can hit them, that is. I need cover and fight. Let's see. Actually, you can watch my dog's moves because he's got a few moves for you. Am I gonna be able to hit his head from here? No, probably not. So, instead, I will stand up, wait for him to... Okay, he mutated, so that's good. Now we can deal some damage. You know, if I don't shoot way off center. There. Vegetable starch is actually kind of... that gives a bunch of adhesive, so I guess I'll take that too since I've been taking adhesive. Exterminator's Leather Right Leg. Reduces damage from mirelurks and bugs by 15%. That's actually not too bad either. Tempting. I forget what the right leg I don't know. Do we have the right leg yet? I think we do. Let's go look. Oh, is it in the programming for them to always miss their first shot? That's interesting. I didn't know that then. Yeah, that's cool. It's a super mutant damage reduction thing. I guess that's not bad either. But you had a shotgun on you as well. Oh yeah, and my laser pistol now has a few more uses in VATS. I don't have to just do it 3 times, even though I was pressing it for 3 times because I put a pistol grip on it instead of an actual grip. So if you're like ambushed and then killed, it wouldn't make the game not fun. So they implemented that the first shot is always a miss. So that's kind of interesting, actually. Then yeah, I guess that's a good way to balance it so that people aren't like immediately murdered when something bad happens. Vault 114. Okay, I didn't know there was a vault inside Park Street Station, but I guess now we get to see what horrors Vault Tech tried to inflict on these people, if any of them are still alive. We had cryogenic stasis. What did these people have? We will see. Again, if any of them are still alive, it's distinctly possible that these Triggermen have already overrun all the people that are supposed to be in here.
When they opened the door. Why's that thing so loud? What I saw.
Think that was the only one, buddy? If only we were so lucky. We're going that way. Does he have any friends in here, though?
What?
Yes. Not to worry, I got him. I have a quick trigger finger, and he cannot get me with his baseball bat. Alright, so probably we're going in that way, considering the objective marker's right there. You can just pop in front of an enemy right in front of them, and they'll miss, yeah. I guess that's almost a little sad, honestly. But, I guess if they programmed it that way, they did it on purpose, so. It is a weird-looking silencer, isn't it? It just sort of... It looks way too large for the pistol itself. I mean, I suppose that makes sense because you have to, silence the shot, but... Oh, another overdue book. I'll take that. I guess I'll take the duct tape, too. But, yeah, it's a little bit obnoxious looking, almost. That's what it looks like in full, so... It's a lot of metal for silencing a shot, I don't know. I kind of wish there was a way, like, now we're going way back at this point, but if anybody in the audience remembers my playthrough of James Bond 007 Nightfire for the Nintendo GameCube, and that's like way back in the day now, we're talking my second playthrough on YouTube, basically. There was a way in that game to take the silencer on and off of your guns, and I wish that was available here, honestly, because I would take the silencer off in a firefight and not use it then, and only use it when there was stealth. So, you know, wasn't there a vault with only drug addicts with it in it with experiments on treatment? Maybe that's this one. Let's find out. You barely remember Nightfire. You finally saw someone beat the game. Your brother and you just played multiplayer. Yeah, that's fair. Multiplayer was really good. Greetings. After many months of preliminary construction, we are pleased to welcome members of the technical and scientific staff to the newest addition to the Vault-Tec family, Vault 114. Like you, we are excited to get started on our latest endeavor, but we are not quite ready to open that great big gear door to our new residence yet. As you've probably noticed, we've contracted outside of Vault-Tec for construction on this one since it's utilizing a unique space. Yeah, the entire subway station. By repurposing the former Park Street subway station, we will be seeing a decrease in building costs as well as a shorter timeline for construction. This fits perfectly with the Vault's observational studies, which will be revealed in the future memorandum. Sorry, I always forget which button it is to go to the next page, because I don't think it lists it here. No, it doesn't. However, because of this, we'll be seeing a lot of civilian traffic until construction is fully completed. It's up to you to help maintain the security of Vault 114 and its experiment from prying eyes without proper clearance. Loose lips sink ships, of course. They also result in immediate termination and possible criminal investigations. Welcome once again, Vault-Tec management. Nothing like threatening their job. Private science staff only. Meant for the members of Vault 114 Science Division only, or those with appropriate security clearance levels like SL4+. All others must exit this terminal immediately and report your infraction to the overseer or a member of Vault-Tec security. Thank you. Think they were clean for years and had a nice community, and then added some drugs to show that they're clean. They killed each other over the trucks. Fantastic. There's a new post in the meme channel. Gotcha, I'll check it out. As mentioned in your briefing, Vault 114 will be hosting high-ranking members of local and state government, local luminaries, business people, and their families. Future members are aware that they will be cohabiting solely with others of Boston's upper class. However, the luxury aspect of this vault has been highly exaggerated to the future residents. Multiple families, chosen randomly, will live and sleep in single-room apartments, dining and bathing will be in shared quarters, and amenities will be minimal. In addition, we are currently interviewing for the overseer position for many candidates. Our goal is to find someone with no supervisory or government experience and hopefully with a strong anti-authority bias. I actually like this vault. That probably says a lot about me. Human Resources tells us that the interview process has vetted many viable candidates. Memorable, yeah. By taking away the luxury and authority these groups saw in surface life, we hope to study their reactions in stressful situations. This is kind of fucked, but again, I kind of like it. As such, please do not undermine the new overseer's authority at all during the experiment, even and especially if it may cause physical discomfort, embarrassment, or harm to residents. Thank you, Vault-Tec management. So I guess they weren't all bad, Vault-Tec. If they're willing to do something like that. Again, I think that just says a lot about me. But, you know, my own strong sense of anti-upperclassness. What was I? Checking weight, that's what I was doing. I wanted to check how much weight I had so I could see how many more SMGs I could shove in my pockets before I have to drop them. They probably should have told security as well, yeah, so that security wouldn't, like,
why the hell would anyone build a vault out of a subway station?
Take a bias towards the upper class people.
Airtight. Because they weren't planning to use it, you moron. We used to pull this kind of con all the time back before the war. Get a bunch of union boys to work some construction job that would go nowhere. Keep everyone on payroll.
And then roll in the tax returns. Sounds like a plan. Alright, where's the racketeer? There's the racketeer. Or his friend. Can't really tell.
Time to put you on ice!
I'm not going back on ice. You can't make me. Take his coin. Where'd his friend go? Oh, this is his friend. He's just in giblets on the floor. That's fine. Great. Fallout limbs are a little bit less strong than normal limbs, I think. They tend to, you know. Yeah, the first shot missed. Yep. Yes, it did. In that case. So that's cool. Confirmation of the previous... Well, it's not a theory because we just confirmed it, but you know. You know, I probably should have shot the guy that was closer to me first. That would have required me to see him, though. Go get him, Dogmeat! While I stand here and shoot him in the head and the body. Okay, next one. Maybe I should find actual cover. That would probably be more useful than... Oh, okay, hold on. I love how I said that, and then here I am not in real cover. I mean, I can't see over there, to be fair, so that's it. Thanks. Come over here where I can take advantage of it and use Rooted to take less damage from your SMGs. Let's see. 3 of them, and they're all below me. And now they can see me. Okay, I was gonna say, but I can't see them, but that's just not true anymore now, is it? And I said goodbye to all of you. Nice, I reloaded in there too. Got it. I was hoping one of those first 2 was actually gonna hit so I could just use the crit. Alright, where's your friend? There's your friend. Come on, then. I got one for you, big guy. Think you can take me on with an oak baseball bat? I don't think so. Evidently, you haven't seen how burly I am. I used to knock down rock and concrete for breakfast. Maximum capacity hardened SMG. Yeah, they carry a random carrot. Yes, most of the Triggermen are ghouls, yes. I think a few of them are human, but I think most of them are ghouls. So, the reason why we'll start seeing a lot of ghouls on this side of Boston Common is because Diamond City's mayor, the guy that we met at the entrance, he ran his campaign for becoming mayor on an anti-ghoul agenda. He wanted all of the ghouls out of Diamond City as soon as possible, and a lot of people apparently liked that idea, so they elected him. I don't know what their problem is. They're all probably pretty racist, but, you know, I guess, you know, the apocalypse might have made them that way. I don't know. But a lot of the ghouls had to resort to other less scrupulous methods of employment because they all got kicked out of Diamond City. Some of them decided to come here, and now they work for Skinny Malone and his racket. It's humans. Of course they're racist. What else were they gonna be? Fair enough. I don't know, buddy. I think we're good. Inside the vault. This will give us a checkpoint and an autosave, I think, so I won't have to quick save. Those guys were definitely lacking in calcium, yes. They could have used a little bit more calcium for their limbs so that their limbs didn't fly off when I shot them too many times. This game would have leaning. You can kind of duck around a corner. I can demonstrate it. Hold on. Like if you go to a corner like this, you can duck around the corner to do that and then duck back. So it kind of has leaning. It's not leaning. You're pulling yourself out around the corner rather than actually leaning. But so you'll still get hit. But yeah, it kind of has something similar.
How you doing in there, Valentine?
Ah.
Feeling hungry? Want a snack?
I got a snack for you, but you're gonna have to eat it through your neck instead of your mouth.
More time to think about how he's gonna bump you off.
Don't give me that crap, Valentine. You know nothing, you got nothing.
Really? I saw him writing your name down in that black book of his. Lousy, cheating card shark.
Skinny Malone has a death note?
Then he struck the name of
Is Nick still talking trash even though this guy is definitely not dealing with him anymore? I'm just waiting to see if he comes down these stairs because I think, yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's where that leads. So, okay, hold on.
Shouldn't hide. Ain't very courageous of you.
If you want me to be courageous, then you're going to have to find me in a different apocalypse. There we go, got him. I'm still so used to the 3 shots that I could only take with this thing before. That's why I keep only pulling it off for 3 shots. I really should... is this water not irradiated? Nope, because it's a vault, so it's not. Good. Yeah, I'm so used to the 3 shots from the laser rifle, but now that it's a pistol, it can take significantly more, so I'm going to have to... Ah, there we go. We hit the upper cap on SMGs. That's okay. I can stick them all in here. You can just have all 8 of those, sir. You know, I already took a whole bunch of extra adhesive. I don't think I'm going to need any more. We'll just go with what I've got. I'm still at over 1,000 rounds. I'm going to take this Wonder Glue. I'm still at over 1,000 10mm rounds, man. What the hell? Trying to use it more. Just never going to run out. Nope. Didn't know there was a cheaper nitro plan. Honestly, the $10 version isn't really that good for you, but you can do $3 a month. Oh, there's a $3 a month option. Well, that's nice. A little easier on the wallet anyway.
Yes.
I'll take the fusion cells. That's nice.
Hey, you! I don't know who you are, but we got 3 minutes before they realize muscles for brains ain't coming back. Get this door open!
Hang in there. I got the password. I hope this is Nick Valentine. It says free Nick Valentine, so VATS is telling me it's Nick Valentine, but no, I'm not taking a number. Override vault door controls. I will not be waiting in line today, Vault Tech. You can't make me. Well, hello there. You got lights for eyes.
I love the irony of the reverse damsel in distress scenario. Question is, why did our heroine risk life and limb for an old private eye?
Well, actually, I need a little bit of help, to be honest with you, but I guess I can go straight with him.
My baby's missing. His name's Sean. He was kidnapped, but I don't know who took him or where they went.
Missing kid, huh? Well, you came to the right man, not the right place. I've been cooped up in here for weeks. Turns
Really?
out the
They didn't send any
runaway daughter I
demands?
came here to find wasn't kidnapped.
Oh.
She's Skinny Malone's new flame. And she's got a mean streak.
So this is the
Anyway,
lady
you
with
got
the bat that
troubles?
I was told
I'm
about.
glad to help. But now ain't the time. Let's blow this joint. Then we'll talk.
Sounds like a plan, big guy.
Excellent.
Let's grab this first, though, the speech bobblehead. It gives every vendor 100 more caps for bartering. Not that that's really going to help us too much, but, you know, it's there.
Malone's crew here used to be small time, muscled out of the old neighborhood by bigger players. So they found this place. Don't
Well,
know
this is
what
a hell of a
happened to
place
the
to take
previous
cover.
owners, but they're not exactly around to charge rent. Empty vault. Perfect hideout.
Right. You think they're going to be coming back, though? Like you said, we had about 3 minutes before they realized that Dino there was not coming back.
Hold up. I hear some of them coming.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
How do you want to play this?
We could play it quiet, or we could play it loud and proud. It kind of depends on how many bullets it takes for them to...
That detective and get down here. Where the heck is he?
die. Is he half a machine? He is a synth, actually. I don't know why Diamond City has a problem with synths, but they have a detective who is a synth. That feels a little hypocritical, but that is what he is. Yes, he's a synth. He appears to be an older generation synth, even, like the ones we fought at ArcJet, so that's interesting. It doesn't give as much, but it kind of gives everything you already use Nitro for, so why spend another $7? That is a fair point, actually. Yeah, that's a fair point. All right, let's see if I can knock these guys off.
Maybe I should talk to the boss.
Hey, there's one. Let's not go by the window. With fake skin on him, a need for a joint. I think we have a few questions for Mr. Valentine. We will ask him a few questions when we get out of here. Doing a good job of hitting me, even though you can't see.
Smarter than this.
Did good.
Thanks, you too. Nice work, Dogmeat. We did good. I'll take that razor grain too, actually. That might be useful. I'll follow you, Nick.
Hard and loud, huh? Well, gets the job done. Too bad for whoever cleans up the floors.
I mean, I tried to go quieter, but...
Fritz. Let me see if I can get it open.
Oh, okay. Is it... Well, it's gonna need a key, but...
Almost got it. There we are. Hell of a lot easier to do when the lock isn't on the other side.
It's a fair point, yeah. So Nick, some of the companions in this game actually have special abilities that they can use out in the field. In Nick's case, he can hack any terminal that you want him to hack. It may take him a few tries to do it, but he can hack any terminal. It just takes a little determination. Even master level terminals he can hack. He also uses, I think, a .44 pistol, so that's... Oh no, that's a pipe revolver. Never mind. Not quite as good. But that's okay. Okay, well that cigarette is still lit. Nice baseball bat, dude.
Nothing. Am I freaking... What?
But nothing. What?
Oh look, the pillow that I was looking for.
There ain't nothing here.
Is "ah, cheese it" really a saying that people use?
Dirty rats. Making me jump. Time to dance.
I kind of like how Nick was at least trying to sneak past these people, but, you know, didn't exactly work out for him. Let's see how many shots I can line up with this thing before it runs out. Oh, that is a lot of shots. I can line up 8 shots with this thing before I run out now. Okay, let's just abort that because it's not gonna...
Even break a sweat. Not that it's an honor.
Yeah, I don't think... If you started breaking a sweat, I'd be a little concerned, big guy. Oop, okay. You know, I could just pop him in the head. Or, alternatively... Goodbye. Yeah, the sledgehammer is still our most powerful option at the moment for critical hits, even with the double damage of Righteous Authority taken into account because of our high strength. So, it's probably more worth it for me to... Is that whiskey? Oh my god. It's the mother load. So once I have a crit built up, it's still a good idea to use the sledgehammer as the means of doing this. Actually, they were trying to mess with a bunch of rich people, and that's why there's stairs and everything else. Exit zone. Why is everyone so poor? Only like 10 caps max each. It's a good question. I feel like they need a few more. At least some of the vendors in Skyrim had like 700 gold to play with. Why isn't there a lockpicking NPC so you can access all locks in the game? There is, actually. We just haven't found her yet. So, he looks like one with his clothes, so it could have worked. Yeah, I suppose he does have the whole detective get-up going, you know. Okay, anyway. Okay, well, I don't think he's going to be fueling my Vat's Lust anytime soon because he's kind of dead already, so. Now, if I stand still, we'll take less damage from this guy, so that's good. Alright, time to run in. Wait for it. Do you think you can get away from me? Because you're wrong. Oh my lord, that man's head just popped off like a meat rocket. Well, that's fun. Anyway. How did you do that with a hammer? That is a good question. I don't know. I guess I'm just that jacked. I guess I hit him just right. Even though that should be an there's more whiskey. Oh my god, I knew coming here was the right idea. Another SMG, don't really need to worry about that. I'm gonna reload this.
Skinny Malone and the rest of his boys are waiting for us somewhere. The name's, ironic, but don't let that fool you. He's dangerous.
I'll keep that in mind. Vault 114 jumpsuit.
Okay, I got it. But I hear big fat footsteps on the other side. Once we step through this door, get ready for anything.
I will quick save then, just in case. Imagine being a forensics person. You find one body that's been decapitated and one that is ash. What do you even do about that? That's a good question, and I'll be honest, I don't think I have a solid answer for you. So what's this all about? Maximum capacity hardened. Okay, it has a hardened receiver and a large drum. Well, that's not too bad. And I mean, to be fair, I've got over 1,045 rounds, although with an SMG, you'd run through those pretty quick. So, not as quick as... I'm making it sound like, you know, it's a rapid automatic Institute pistol, but you'd run through them quicker than I'm running through my 10mm rounds, to be fair. Tell you what I do give up. I mean, yeah, at that point, do you really, like, you know... Like, do you really try? Find this NPC and open all those master locks you skipped. The only thing that we would find there, Marie, unfortunately, like I said, Bethesda's locked stuff is not leveled, so we'd find loot that was at the level of whenever I found that safe. And it wouldn't be any better than the stuff we'd find in novice locked stuff. We might get a couple more pre-war money or something like that.
Shoot up my guys? You have any idea how much this is gonna set me back?
Actually, that was me.
Weren't for your
To be fair.
game, Skinny. You ought to tell her to write home more often.
Oh, poor little Valentine. Ashamed you got beat up by a girl. I'll just run back home to Daddy, shall I?
Is that where all the mess-ups came up in your skin there, buddy?
In this vault, I'm king of the castle. You hear me? And I ain't letting some private dick shut us down now that I finally got a good thing going.
I told you we should have just killed him. Then you had to get all sentimental. All that stupid crap about the old times.
Darla, I'm handling this. Skinny Malone's all...
Should I be shooting while they're monologuing?
Oh yeah? Then what's this lady doing here, huh? Valentine must have brought her here to rub us all out.
Actually, I'm just in the wrong place at the wrong time, to be honest.
That wasn't the plan originally, but hey, tempting.
Hey, I'm the one in charge here. You got something to say? Say it to me.
Okay, sure. Do you and Nick go back? Is that why you wanted this to end peacefully?
You and Nick know each other?
This troublemaker here used to be a real headache back in the day. Before we got kicked out of the old neighborhood. Must have done this dance 100 times. Enemies are kind of the closest thing you get to friends in these parts.
Well, that is how the apocalypse goes, so...
You're gonna talk? Talk.
I did talk, but honestly, I don't think this is gonna work. I'm not wearing my suit, but I'll try it.
This is all just a misunderstanding, Skinny. You know that. You let us walk and we won't come back.
Like hell you won't.